So last year at Breakpoint 2024, we saw the FireDancer team demo 1 million transactions per second on the FireDancer client. This spring at Accelerate, we saw very similar numbers from Agave and the Anza client. And what we also saw there is this mission of IBRL really adopted throughout the Solana ecosystem. And so today we're going to talk about the natural progression of that and how we think about these things moving forwards. And to start out with, there's kind of a sad truth about internet capital markets, which is the ambition of crypto is still too small today. And that's why we created the DoubleZero network, to allow the vision of internet capital markets and NASDAQ on-chain to really be a reality, because we've been playing this entire game with a hands tied behind our back. So to sort of lay it out, DoubleZero is the internet in internet capital markets. This is a new high-performance blockchain infrastructure layer built for blockchains like Solana and the economies that run on top of them. The public internet, while it truly is a marvel of modern engineering, is not suited for the task at hand and allowing Solana to scale 10 to 1,000x from where it is today. This network at the DoubleZero network is a deeply physical network, and the goal of this is to accelerate blockchain and Solana with new high-performant rails. All the optimizations to date in blockchain have been on the software layer. They haven't actually dealt with the fundamental problem, which is the public internet is too slow with what we're asking it to do now. So we are really talking about, to be clear, cables running on the ocean floor, over mountains, under cities, physical routers and infrastructure and switches. And this is an OSI layer 1, 2, and 3 network. This is far below the level we normally think of optimizing systems for or blockchain networks. So what does this look like in practice? So over the last year, contributors to the DoubleZero network have built out a global fiber network. One of the fun things about doing your slides 24 hours ago is this number's actually changed. So we're at 3.4 terabits per second of capacity across the network. This is 70 different links of fiber in 28 different metros, run by 72 different devices. And this is a purpose-built network for high performance, which is very different than the public internet, which is built for reachability and cost. This is a network built to go as fast as traditional finance allows it to go. What's nice, though, about this is not a fiber network run by one company. DoubleZero is not providing all this fiber. And private fiber networks aren't anything new. TradFi's been using them for 20 years. Amazon runs a giant one. Google runs a giant one. OpenAI runs a giant one. Most HFT firms run their own private networks. What this is, though, is a new approach to building networks powered by tokens. And so we have many independent contributors. Again, outdated slides. We're now up to 15. And these 15 contributors are contributing fiber capacity to the DoubleZero network. Again, these are physical cables that are being connected in to build this alternative pathway for Solana. And this is the first time this has ever been done. All other high-performance networks that exist are run by one central company with one central set of admin keys. That doesn't exist on the DoubleZero network. There are 15 contributors contributing these individual fiber lines. And if you go to doublezero.xyz/dashboard, you can see this all live in real time. And so this is really a network built and operated by many individual community members, and that's really what sets it apart from anything else we've seen before. But I want to spend a little bit of time here on why this even matters. Fast stuff is cool, but there's a real, actual fundamental reason behind this. Traders bring economic activity to Solana, and traders need information. Markets can only move as fast as they're getting updated information. And so the faster you get information, the faster markets move. The better price discovery is, the better quotes are. And there's no internet capital markets without traders. So the reality of capital markets today is pretty far away from what any blockchain is able to do. So this is just US equities and just the lit market. And the average transactions per second across the last 30 days is about 350,000 transactions per second. This is no international markets. This is no derivatives or futures products. This is just lit equities. And so 1 million transactions per second isn't anywhere near enough to meet the levels we need to support this type of thing going forwards. And dedicated networking is going to get us a long way there, but not enough. So for the first time, DoubleZero is bringing HFT-grade ultra-low latency circuits to blockchain and to Solana. So these are the circuits that are normally used by high-frequency trading firms. These are not commodity carrying. These are best-in-class fiber. And here's how they stack up against the public internet. So this is one of our most impressive new links we're announcing today. It's 40% faster than the fastest public internet circuit from Frankfurt to Tokyo. It's about 80% faster than the average time it takes on the public internet to get from Frankfurt to Tokyo. And this is at 134 milliseconds round trip, best-in-class fiber. And then we look at Chicago to Tokyo, 22% faster than the fastest public internet circuit. New York to London, 5% faster than the public internet circuit. 5% may not seem like a lot, but 5% can be the difference between landing your transaction on the current leader and having to wait 60 to 90 milliseconds for leader rotation to getting it to the next leader. And in markets moving this quickly, these type of small time differentials really matter. And so high throughput networks with low latency are the new standard for blockchain performance. This is where we stand today on the DoubleZero network. About 40% of Solana by stake runs on it, about 50% by validators, and we have over 3.4 terabits per second of capacity by 15 independent contributors. I want to talk a little bit, though, about some of the technology that's not available on the public internet that is available on DoubleZero, and multicast is one of those coolest technologies out there. This is hardware acceleration for packet replication. This has some really nice properties that allows for faster communication and offloading a bunch of work from validators. And this month, we brought multicast to crypto for the first time, and here's what the results look like. So this chart's a little complicated, but the vertical lines are multicast shred distribution, and the solid lines are through Turbine. The important number here to look at is 100 millisecond advantage over Turbine for shred propagation just within Europe. This is London to Frankfurt. This is not even when you're looking at across the world where these advantages even increase. So we're not just working to reduce latency, though. We're also working to increase bandwidth and make more bandwidth available. Multicast has another great property, which we tested with Jito, which is reducing bandwidth usage in Jito's shred stream by 99.96%. This is a massive reduction in bandwidth needs, which can help. You can clap, sure. So what this does is this not only reduces the cost and the size of pipes needed for validators, it makes much more space available to IBRL Solana even more, scale capacity, and advance into the future. It's approximately the reduction between this swimming pool and this bucket of water. So as we think about this, we really want to think about shrinking the globe. Now, we obviously can't do that, and we can't break the laws of physics and violate the speed of light, but what we can do is we can build fast fiber connectivity out to many different regions across the world. And so we're in 2026, network contributors are adding locations in Argentina, Brazil, Hong Kong, India, mainland China, South Africa, and here in the UAE to the DoubleZero network. These are all areas where historically it has been either not economically viable or latency viable to run Solana validators. And so this is a huge improvement on this. We'll be launching full multicast functionality as well as these new ultra-low latency lanes. But we still have another problem. Solana's stake is fairly concentrated. You see this big center on Germany and Amsterdam, and there's a reason for that. Connectivity is quite good in continental Europe. It's good in the United States. It's not as great in the rest of the world. And so one of the things is we can build new connectivity lines out to these areas, but we also need to make it possible for validators to move there, which involves effectively dragging the center of gravity of stake further out from this core to allow validators to operate in more of these areas. And so you can think about this as expanding where it's possible to run validators. And today, we run a delegation program which delegates to validators on the Solana network. What we're announcing now is an expansion of that program targeted at specific geographies in the world. You can think about this as when there's new fiber connectivity that comes into a specific market, say it's the UAE or Buenos Aires, there's now going to be incentives for validators to move to those locations and receive delegations to allow them to have enough leader slots and enough shred originating there to make that work at a truly global scale. Thanks.